you'll also need a map. Okay?
Okay.
那我们想把这个做完，我们要考试吗？那考试可以考几次啊？只能考一次啊？好，那我等你一下好了。程序是写完了。
Oh.
Cyberchase, we're moving. We're beating hacker at his game. Don't tell me that he's right up at the motherboard. We'll get him as we ride around this world. Ricky faces that we see. We got power.
Oh, darn.
Hey, click on your name in the list. If this is your first time playing, enter your name by clicking on the letters at the bottom of the screen, or type it in using your keyboard. When you're done, click Adventure Mode or Practice Mode to begin playing.
This doesn't look right. Maybe we're missing pieces. Or maybe we have too many. Alert! Hacker has gone to Castleblanca. You must investigate. We're on it, Mother B. What's this? Castleblanca with sunlight?
Hacker has put the blue tip in a magnified beam of scorching hot sun. They'll never be able to get it.
Or us either. What if we built an SPD and shaded the spot? An SPD? A solar protection device. Great idea, Jax. But we'll need to get the ghouls and monsters and
Zombies!
a Castleblanca to help us get where we need to build it. Let's go!
The diner!
Hello, friends. I'm so glad you're here.
Take Commander's Road in the 2011 Kia Sportage.
Scary.
Newly designed for 2011, Sportage offers more power, improved fuel economy, and has a long list of standard features.
But it's not easy to find.
It features all-wheel drive versatility, an automatic transmission, and a 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine. Confidence and poise are expressed throughout the exterior. Dynamic proportions are achieved thanks to stylish alloy wheels, fitting perfectly inside the fenders.
Help the monkeys get into the restaurant.
5 passengers fit comfortably thanks to the generous interior space.
Each side of the balance.
Kia infused the interior with top-shelf amenities such as
When it's over a
available panoramic sunroof, optional push-button start, available rear-view backup camera, tire pressure monitoring system, Bluetooth wireless technology, and a split-folding rear seat.
Audio features include a CD player with MP3 capability, steering wheel mounted audio controls, and 6 speakers, providing excellent sound throughout the cabin.
Drop those mummies.
Kia also prioritized safety and security by including anti-whiplash front head restraints, a panic alarm, and 4-wheel disc brakes with ABS. The traction control system enhances responsiveness and performance.
The 2011 Kia Sportage. Well-equipped and fully capable, this SUV represents today's zero-compromise sport utility vehicle. Climb aboard and take charge of the terrain below.
Those mummies are chowing down before you know it.
That's all of them. Now we've got the activating lever for the SPD. You can find it in the inventory section of the swag tag.
Well, we've got one part. We still need 5 more to build that SPD.
Dracula's castle.
You're just in time. Dracula has a Cyberchase chassis, which you'll need for the solar protection device. But Buzz and Delete are trying to keep him in his coffin by opening all the window blinds in his castle, letting the sunlight in. He needs yours, or you'll never see that SPD part, or the Count again. Good luck!
Help Matt use the grappling hook to close the window blinds in each room of the castle so Dracula can get out of his casket. Use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move Matt left or right. To aim the grappling hook, grab and turn the blue arrow in the green angle box. To throw the hook, click the red throw button. To change how far Matt throws the hook, click the up or down arrows in the blue distance box. To reach a window ledge, click on a window, aim and throw. When the hook just reaches, it will catch on the ledge. To move Matt to the ledge, use the left and right arrow keys. Once Matt is on a ledge, click the orange jump button at the bottom of the screen to close the window blind.
Counterpart is a helper. What?
The hook is going too far. Pull back on it a bit. Soon it'll be lights out on Hacker.
Look at
That's it, Matt. Another window down.
That's the last of them. Now we've got the Cyberchase chassis. There are some more rooms below that need to be darkened. If you're up to it. so glad you're here. The owner of this store is in big trouble. His orders of frozen goop have gone through the roof and he can't keep up with the shipping requirements. If you can help him with his orders, there's an SPD arm in it for you, and that's just what you need.
Help the store owner change the size of blocks of frozen goop to the right size for his orders. Change the size of each new block to make it fit inside the crate. If the block doesn't fit, it will melt away. Click on the lever at the end of the conveyor belt to make a new block of goop. As each new block travels down the conveyor belt, choose a grow or shrink number at the top of the screen. Then click on the zapper to zap the block to the new size.
That's too small for the crate. Fits perfectly. Fits like a glove. Knock it off. Fits perfectly. Knock it off.
And that's a wrap. And you know what? We got an SPD arm for our trouble. There are always more orders to be filled. You want to stick around for a bit?
Back.
3 cards found. 3 to go.
The eerie end.
AWD.
Thank goodness you're here. We've been planning the harvest ball for months, but this sunny weather has fried the circuits at the Erie Inn. That means no light for the disco ball. No disco ball equals no disco, right? If you can find some way to get the disco ball working, I'm sure the dance leader would hand over the microgravit.
Take command of the road in the 2011
Use the levers on the
Kia
walls
Sportage.
to direct the light towards
Newly
the
designed
disco
for
ball.
2011, Sportage offers more power, improved fuel economy, and has a long list of standard features.
Change the path of light. Kia perfected each and every component on the exterior surface. Stylish alloy wheels suggest both sport and refinement, residing elegantly within the fender arches.
To turn off the lights so you can rotate the mirrors.
Once inside, the attention to safety and security is obvious. Kia infused the interior with top-shelf amenities, such as adjustable headrests in all seating positions, available panoramic sunroof, optional push-button start, available rear-view backup camera, tire pressure monitoring system, Bluetooth wireless technology, and much more. Additional available features include a power seat, turn signal indicator mirrors, and more, based on your selected trim.
Enjoy your favorite music via the stereo system, which includes a CD player with MP3 capability and 6 speakers providing excellent sound throughout the cabin. Kia ensures the safety and security of its passengers with equipment such as front side impact airbags, anti-whiplash front head restraints, and 4-wheel disc brakes with ABS. The traction control system enhances responsiveness and performance.
The 2011 Kia Sportage. A practical vehicle that doesn't sacrifice style.
2 more dances. Work your magic for them again, would ya? That's a lot of dancing. SPD. Well, I'm exhausted, but these monsters want to dance some more. Should we keep going?
We're getting close, guys. 2 more parts and we're good to go.
Castleblanca Slime Pool. I was afraid you'd never arrive. Our annual diving competition is today. There was no way to reschedule it. The water level at the Castleblanca Slime Pool is normally set by rainfall. But as you can see, there hasn't been much rain lately. What with the weather chip disappearing, we need your help. I've heard you're building something to rescue the chip with. We can give you the SPD undercarriage if you help us. I know that will come in handy.
The divers need the right amount of water in the pool to score a perfect dive. To find the right depth for a diver, multiply the dive depth by the diver adjustment. Change the depth of the water by adding or removing monsters from the pool.
Right.
We needed more water for that dive. Water looked pretty good to me on that one. You had the water level right, and you used the fewest monsters possible. Way to go!
Keep up the good dive.
Water looked pretty good to me on that one. You had the water level right, and you used the fewest monsters possible. Way to go!
One more perfect dive to go. Way to go! The monsters are so glad that they could go ahead with the competition. They've given us the SPD undercarriage. It'll be kept in the inventory section of the squat pad. What a great event! Why not stay and help out with the dive some more?
One more part to find. Hacker doesn't know who he's dealing with.
The Moors!
Great, you're here. Some residents of Castleblanca have been planning a hang glider trip away from here. They're more anxious than ever to leave this sunny weather behind them. But they need to figure out approximately how long their trip will take so that they can determine how much food and clothing to bring. If you can help them out with this, they've got a handy solar blocker that they can pass along to you for the SPD.
Help the monsters practice their hang gliding. Then use the time it takes to fly the short course to predict the time for a longer course. Use the up, down, left, and right arrow keys on the keyboard to fly the monsters through the short course. After the flight, a calculation screen will help you tell how long it will take to fly the long course by using the time from the short one.
Oh, no, why?
Cold air collects over water, and cold air makes you drop.
Oh no.
Be careful.
Black, right, forward.
To compare the short and long courses, click and drag the pink dot at the end of the line to double its length. Do this again until the copies are the same length as the long course line.
Why not try to better your time?
Way to go. We've got everything we need to build the SPD. Now let's get that weather chip.
The town square.
Discerning drivers will appreciate the 2011 Land Rover Range Rover. A 5-liter V8 engine pairs with a sophisticated 6-speed automatic transmission, providing a smooth and predictable driving experience. 4-wheel drive allows you to go places you've only imagined.
Each and every detail of the exterior expresses muscularity. This vehicle achieves a sporty stance when viewed from all angles. You can rely on ultra-bright xenon headlights to keep the roadway illuminated. Underbody vehicle components are protected by the skid plates, allowing this vehicle to overcome difficult off-road terrain.
The interior of this vehicle is nothing short of spectacular, treating occupant comfort with paramount concern. All of the following features are included: one-touch window functionality, rain-sensing wipers, and seat memory.
Enjoy your favorite music via the stereo system, which includes a CD player with MP3 capability and 14 speakers, yielding maximum audio versatility. Passengers are protected by various safety and security features, including traction control, anti-whiplash front head restraints, and 4-wheel disc brakes with ABS.
The 2011 Land Rover Range Rover. Distinctly rendered with the utmost precision, this SUV lines up eagerly against competing models, delivering the perfect blend of power, safety, and flair.
And split it equally between them. Use the items in the lab to put the lead into 2 groups so they each have the same amount of lead. To use an item, drag it to the object on the table that you want to use it with. Good job! By putting the lead into 2 identical containers, so the water level rose to the same level in each, you've divided the lead equally. Use the parts you've collected to build the solar protection device and rescue the gloom chip from hackers. Click on a part to select it.
Illusion everlasting. He got it. What's he got? Sarcasm. Take it out. And it's good on never
When you talk about the history of video games, there's a couple games that you have to talk about, like Pong and Pac-Man and Super Mario Brothers, that really influenced the entire video game industry. And Xevious is one of those titles. Xevious influenced the vertical shooting game genre more than any other game, and is, in my opinion, one of the best video games ever made. And incredibly challenging, frustrating, and enjoyable all at the same time. This game was released in 1982, and has fortunately seen a comeback on Xbox Live. And I think Xbox Live is tremendous, and the Xbox Live Arcade, bringing back the old school games from the 80s, and platformers from the 90s.
Experience driving perfection
I can't say enough good
2011
things about Xbox.
Land Rover Range Rover Sport.
Not only does it bring back these great old
Comfortable
school
and safe
games, but it brings
any
them
road
back
condition.
in high definition. You can
A
play them
5-liter
through your
V8
HDMI
engine
cable
pairs
into
with
an
a
HD
sophisticated
TV.
6-speed
It's just
automatic
tremendous.
transmission, providing a
Xevious is
smooth and
presented in its
predictable
original
driving
native aspect
experience.
ratio as you would have
Four-wheel
played it in the
drive
arcade.
allows you to go places
Like a
you've only
television laid on
imagined.
its side. It probably looks
Each
very
and
familiar
every
to
detail
those
of
of
the
you who played
exterior
games like
expresses
There's
muscularity.
so many games in this genre.
Stylish alloy wheels suggest both
As a
sport
general
and
rule, I think
refinement,
they're more
residing
popular in
elegantly
Japan
within the
than
fender
they are
arches.
over here in the
A
States.
rear spoiler
I
is
think
included,
that's
providing
unfortunate.
athletic,
I
sporty
personally
flair.
like this
You can
genre a
rely on
great deal. It's
ultra-bright
challenging,
xenon
it's
headlights
fun.
to keep the roadway
As
illuminated.
you know on this show, I love
Underbody
the
vehicle
lone,
components are
daring
protected by the skid
starfighter
plates,
against
allowing
countless
this vehicle
enemies
to overcome difficult
impossible
off-road
odds
terrain.
on a questionable, vague mission.
Once inside, the
That
attention to
usually doesn't
safety
matter
and security
anymore, because,
is obvious.
you know, what's the point of this game? Is
Top
to get
features
through it, to
include
have
rain
fun,
sensing
rack up
wipers,
points,
power trunk
and
closing
shoot
assist,
things and watch
a
them
built-in
blow up.
garage door transmitter, rear parking sensors, and seat memory.
Xevious came out in the arcade in 1982.
You and your passengers will
and has
enjoy the stereo
since been
system,
seen on game
which
systems
includes a
like the
CD
Atari
player,
7800 and
MP3
the NES.
capability, steering
In
wheel
fact, the
mounted
original
audio
classic
controls,
game room
and
series
9
reviewed
speakers,
the Atari
providing
7800
excellent
version
sound throughout the
and a
cabin.
version for the PlayStation.
Side curtain airbags deploy in extreme
As you can see from the
circumstances,
screen,
shielding you and your passengers from
you have two
collision
different
forces.
weapon options. And that's one of the things that makes
The
Xevious
2011 Land Rover
For
Range
starters,
Rover
here you
Sport.
have your lasers, your
Versatility
cannons, I think they're
redefined.
lasers, maybe they call them something else, and your bombs. So you have to shoot your enemies in the air, and also bomb the enemies on the ground. And they're all shooting at you from different directions, and it's very challenging. What makes this game decidedly different from Raiden 3, for instance, which is one I recently reviewed, is that you can't power up your weapons to have this arsenal that fills the entire screen with your weaponry. You're basically limited to the two weapons that you start with. So instead of getting that massive, huge shotgun burst of red bullets that most vertical games have, or a special weapon that you can blow up and then eliminate all enemy fire when it's about to kill you, you really have to rely on some serious skill in dodging the enemy fire. Now, I generally forget the story of Xevious. You can find it online, I'm sure. But you do encounter a couple bosses as you continue on in the game. And wave after wave of enemies. The variety of enemies changes on you. And my favorite part of this game, something I've loved since I was a kid and played this on my Atari 7800, is those spinning metal plates that come at you. And at the time, those were just amazing. That kind of graphics in a video game was just unbelievable. Xevious was way ahead of its time. And you can see why it influenced this genre so much. Just these simple things like little tank boats in the water. You can't just bomb them. You have to actually lead them with your bomb and hope that they run into it. So it requires a lot of skill to hit all the enemies in this and rack up serious points. And with Xbox Live, of course, they give you the added incentive of going for gamer points, which are addictive and a lot of fun to collect for no apparent reason. The other great thing about Xbox Live, of course, is you can see how your score ranks up against everybody else and friends of yours. What's really incredible about Xevious is that this game came out in '82, and it really doesn't look any different than newer games today. Maybe it's slightly different, but I mean, there's only so much you can really do with a two-dimensional vertical scrolling game before it starts getting ridiculous. And I'm not a big fan of adding in all those three-dimensional polygons and crap floating all over the screen. I think keeping it simple like this is the way to go. And that's why I like Xevious so much in games like Raven 3. Now, I'm generally not a huge fan of using the Xbox 360 controller on this game. It's definitely challenging. I prefer the arcade-style joystick and buttons, but you know, what are you going to do when you just don't have a stand-up Xevious arcade machine in your basement? Xbox Live is about the best thing you can have. So it does require some skill to hammer away at the button, and also remember to bomb your enemies at a precise time. This is not a game where you can just hold down the fire button. It does give you an option to do a manual shot where you just fire at the rate that I'm firing at now, and also I use my other trigger to hold down the auto fire. So if a wave of enemies comes at me, I hold down that trigger and it lets off a machine gun burst of shots. But you cannot just hold down a consistent auto fire for the entire game. And for whatever reason, the music, although it just repeats itself over and over again, it never gets old. And maybe that's just because Xevious is that awesome. Here are the metal plates. I mean, just look at those. 20 years ago, that was incredible. They're tough too. You have to dodge those things. You can't blow them up, so you have to dodge them. And then the enemy fire is coming at you, and then you get caught in between the enemy fire and the spinning metal plates, and it kills you. I love to see the resurgence in arcade titles on Xbox Live. And they don't cost much on Xbox Live. A game like this is only about $5, and it really has infinite replay value. Even if you went out to find this for your Atari 7800 or NES, it would still cost you at least $5 or $6 when you add in the shipping cost. Because you probably end up finding it on eBay, for instance. But with the Xbox Live, you just download it and it's no problem. Now, I'm by no means the greatest Xevious player in the world. In fact, I'd like to get a lot better at this game because it really is one of my favorite games and always has been. Just need to find the time to sit down and get back into it. One of my favorite game systems is the Atari 7800, and that's one that I grew up with and had when I was a kid. And Xevious was up there with Robotron 2084 as my favorite game on the Atari 7800. And I played it for hours and hours and hours and hours. And I'm glad to see that there's still a lot of interest in Xevious today. If you like this genre, you've never played Xevious before, you owe it to yourself to pick this game up on Xbox Live or the 7800 or the NES, and you've got to play Xevious. If you're really hardcore, you can go out and buy a real stand-up coin-op Xevious machine like they would have had it in the arcades in the 80s, and you can put that in your living room, in your house. And then your wife can come home and be like, "Where's all the furniture?" And be like, "Well, I put it outside because we got a Xevious machine." And she may start to get red and get mad at you. And like, "Well, why do you need furniture when you have a Xevious machine? The whole point is to stand there and play Xevious." I mean, it's only common sense. It's like replacing your dining room table with the cocktail version of Ms. Pac-Man. You can eat on that Ms. Pac-Man machine and play Ms. Pac-Man at the same time. Hell, it worked at Pizza Hut.